As a psychologist, I get why the anger fueled, compare yourself until you grind story feels empowering. It's clean, dramatic, and it flatters the fantasy that suffering automatically equals excellence. The problem is, the research is a lot messier, and your advice mixes a few workable ingredients with several high risk ones. First, constant upward comparison on social media is not a reliable performance tool. Meta-analytic evidence suggests that upward comparison online most often triggers contrast, feeling worse about yourself, which is linked to negative self-evaluations and lower well-being. This doesn't mean social media is evil or that screen time causes depression. Large longitudinal data can find little to no effect of time spent on platforms by itself. The key variable is how you engage. Passive scrolling and comparison-heavy use are more likely to correlate with worse outcomes than purposeful, skill-focused engagement. Second, building motivation around pressure, shame, and being on people's ass is psychologically expensive. Self-determination theory has decades of evidence showing that controlling environments tend to undermine autonomous motivation and psychological wellness, while autonomy-supportive contexts do the opposite. You may get short-term compliance from fear or humiliation, but it often comes with anxiety, resentment, and dropout when external pressure disappears. Third, perfectionism is not one thing. Research consistently separates perfectionistic strivings, high standards, from perfectionistic concerns, self-criticism, fear of mistakes. The latter is associated with distress and is not reliably tied to better performance. In other words, high standards can help. I'm worthless unless I'm flawless tends to break people. Finally, normalizing physical punishment as character building is a bad hill to die on. A broad research literature links harsh physical discipline with more negative developmental outcomes across domains. If you want an evidence-aligned version of your message, it's this. Use social media selectively as a curriculum, not a courtroom. Follow experts to learn specific techniques, set mastery goals, track deliberate practice, and cultivate self-compassion so you can tolerate mistakes without spiraling. Excellence doesn't require envy and contempt. It requires structure, feedback, recovery, and a motive that doesn't collapse the second you feel imperfect.